December 2013. Stamford Bridge. A 22-year-old kid walks into his manager's office, not knowing his career is about to change forever. On the desk, a piece of paper. Numbers. Stats. Cold, hard numbers designed to prove he wasn't good enough. That manager's name? Jose Mourinho. And the kid he humiliated that day would go on to become one of the greatest midfielders Europe has ever seen. Today, we're telling you the full story, the story Chelsea hopes you forget. Kevin De Bruyne was born in October 1991 in Drongen, Belgium. As a kid, he wasn't the flashiest player on the pitch. No incredible dribbling, no jaw-dropping skills. What he had instead was something coaches couldn't teach: vision. He could see a pass 2 seconds before anyone else even knew it was possible. He started his youth career at Gent, then moved to Genks Academy. By 2012, he was already turning heads in Belgian football: sharp passing, incredible work rate, and a maturity beyond his years. Scouts from across Europe started watching. And one of the clubs that moved fastest was Chelsea. In January 2012, Chelsea signed the young Belgian playmaker for just £7 million. It felt like a steal. A future superstar, locked in for pocket change. De Bruyne arrived in London full of excitement. This was Chelsea, a club that had just won the Champions League months earlier. This was supposed to be the beginning of something massive, but football doesn't always go the way you plan it. When De Bruyne arrived, Chelsea's midfield was already stacked with talent. Oscar, Willian, Juan Mata, Andre Schürrle, all fighting for the same 2 or 3 spots in the attacking line. A 20-year-old kid from Belgium? He simply couldn't break through. Get him minutes. Chelsea sent him on loan, first to Werder Bremen in Germany. And there, something clicked. De Bruyne was unstoppable. Goals, assists, man-of-the-match performances week after week. The Bundesliga fell in love with him. He returned to Chelsea in 2013 with confidence, finally ready to claim his place in the first team. For a brief moment, it looked like it might happen. He even started Chelsea's opening match of the 2013-14 season against Hull City. Hope was alive, but then Jose Mourinho returned as manager, and everything changed. Under Mourinho, De Bruyne went from a promising starter to a forgotten name on the bench. Week after week, he watched from the sidelines as Chelsea played without him. He later revealed something that shocked fans years afterward. In nearly 2 years at the club, he spoke to Mourinho only twice. Twice. That's it. Imagine that. You're one of the most talented young players in Europe, sitting in the dressing room of one of the biggest clubs in the world, and your own manager barely acknowledges your existence. De Bruyne wasn't just being benched. He was being erased. And then came one meeting in December 2013 that would change everything. What happened in that room would become one of the most talked about moments in Premier League history. We'll show you exactly what was said in part 2. If you don't want to miss it, hit subscribe right now. See you in the next one. In our last video, we left off right before the meeting that changed Kevin De Bruyne's career forever. If you haven't watched part 1, go check it out, because this part is going to hit even harder. December 2013. Mourinho called De Bruyne into his office. Mourinho had a sheet of paper in front of him, and on it, stats. He looked at De Bruyne and read out his numbers. 1 assist, 0 goals, 10 recoveries. Then, one by one, he read out the stats of the other attacking players: Willian, Oscar, Mata, Schürrle. 5 goals here, 10 assists there. Higher numbers across the board. The message was brutal and clear. You don't deserve a place in this team. De Bruyne tried to defend himself. He said, but some of these guys have played 15, 20 games. I've only played 3. He was right. The comparison wasn't fair. But Mourinho said nothing back. Just silence. And in that silence, De Bruyne made the most important decision of his career. He looked his manager in the eye and said, I feel like the club doesn't really want me here. I'd rather you sell me. 3 Premier League appearances. That's all Chelsea gave him before deciding his fate. 3 games, to write off one of the greatest talents Belgium had ever produced. In January 2014, Chelsea sold Kevin De Bruyne to Wolfsburg for £18 million. On paper, it looked like a brilliant piece of business. Buy a kid for $7 million, sell him for $18 million 2 years later. Pure profit. Chelsea fans barely noticed. To most people, De Bruyne was just another academy signing who didn't work out. Just a name on a list of players who never made it at Chelsea. Nobody, not Mourinho, not the board, not the fans, had any idea what they had just let walk out the door. At Wolfsburg, something incredible happened. De Bruyne didn't just perform, he dominated. Goals, assists, man of the match, again and again. By the end of his first full season, he was named Bundesliga Player of the Season. Every top club in Europe suddenly wanted him. And then, in the summer of 2015, just 18 months after Chelsea sold him, Manchester City came calling. They paid £55 million, 8 times what Chelsea originally paid for him. 8 times. What followed wasn't just success. It was domination. Multiple Premier League titles. A Champions League trophy with Manchester City. PFA Player of the Year, not once, but twice. Year after year, De Bruyne was rated as one of the best midfielders on the entire planet, a player capable of changing a game with a single pass. Every assist, every trophy, every iconic moment in a Manchester City shirt, all of it traces back to a quiet humiliation in an office at Stamford Bridge. Years later, when asked about that moment with Mourinho, De Bruyne didn't sound bitter. He stayed calm, almost grateful. "I never had any doubt in my abilities as a football player," he said. "I can't think what is going to happen 8 years down the line, playing for City, in World Cups, and all that stuff. It's wonderful." And here's the twist. Even Mourinho, years later, admitted he is top 5 in the world. By then, it was far too late. Chelsea didn't just lose a player that day in 2014. They handed a legend, for free, to one of their biggest rivals, all because of 3 games and a piece of paper with the wrong numbers on it. If you think Chelsea made one of the biggest mistakes in football history, comment "biggest mistake" below. And if you want part 3, the players Chelsea regrets selling the most, hit subscribe, because that video is coming next.